Hi, hello. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So now I am going to tell you about non-parametric test for single sample or one sample. So under non-parametric test, we have different methods for testing single sample or one sample. Okay, so that is first one is run test and the next is ordinary sign test, next is Wilcoxon sign rank test. These three methods are used to test a single sample in non-parametric test. Okay, and we'll see. Next is non-parametric test for two independent samples. Here only one sample, here two independent samples. Okay, so under this we have three methods: median test, Wilcoxon Mann-Whitney U test, Wolfers run test. Okay, so these three methods are used to test two independent random samples under non-parametric test. Okay, so now we are going to learn about run test. Okay, single sample. Yeah, the runs or run test for randomness. So here randomness in the sense here we don't follow any particular pattern. Okay, so that is called as randomness. Yeah, the runs test for randomness. So the runs test can be used to test whether a given sample is random or not. That means the given sample is having any pattern or else not. We are going to test that one. Okay. So what is run? What is the definition of run? Okay. So a run is defined as a sequence of letters of one kind. Okay. Sequence of letters in the sense alphabets. Okay. Of one kind, surrounded by sequence of letters of the other kind. Okay, so it is nothing but combination of letters, okay, of one kind, and it is surrounded with the sequence of other kind. Okay, so we can also say that combination of alphabets. Okay, so run. Next, length of run. So the number of elements in a run is known as length of a run. So length in the sense what? The number of elements in a run. Okay, so how many elements are having in a run, it is known as length of a run. Okay, for example, see, this is called as run. Why? Because here if you observe, we are having sequence of letters. That means sequence of alphabets surrounded with one kind. Okay, having one kind and it's surrounded with another kind. That means A, B, again A, again B. That means here we are having two different kinds. Okay, so this is called as what? Sequence of letters, nothing but run. Okay, so length of the run in the sense, see here, this example only will take A, B, A, B, A, B, 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 A, B, B, A. So this one we are going to call as a sequence of letters, no? So here we will test how many runs we are having. This is first run. Why? Because it is only one kind. Okay, and next B is another kind. This is second run. Next here A is having two elements. That is, this is third run of one kind. Next B is another kind, fourth run. Next here A is fifth. Next B we are having three. Okay, this is sixth run. And this is seventh run. These both are eighth runs. And here 9. That means this sequence we are having how many runs? 9 runs. Okay, now we'll see. In first run, what is the length of your run is 1. Why? Because in first run we are having only one element. When comes to second run, it is also 1. Length of the run is 1. But when comes to third run, the length of elements are 2. Okay, so length in the sense what? Number of elements present in a run. So that is called as length of the run. Okay, so that is only the example we have seen here. Okay, and the next is test for randomness. So randomness in the sense I have told you, nothing but whether the sequence of letters are in pattern, does it follow any pattern or not, we are going to test. Okay, so let the sample of size n contains n1 symbols of one kind. Okay, the sample is having how many? What is the size of the sample? N. Okay, the sample of the size is n. Okay, so n1 symbols of one type. That means A. all A's are one symbol, no? So that's why we are taking that as N1. Okay, its sample size is N1. All symbols of one kind. Say A. Okay, say what? Small a. And N2 symbols of another type, say B. Okay, so B is having N2 sample size. Okay, na? So here total sample is having n elements. In that, type A is having sample size N1 and type B is having sample size N2. Okay, thus capital N equals to what? N1 plus N2. That means we have to add symbols of A and symbols of B. If we add these both, we'll get sample size of N. Okay. Next, null hypothesis. So null hypothesis, in the sense here what we are going to test, whether the given sequence is in pattern or not, we are going to test. No? So that's why in null hypothesis, that statement only we'll write. See here, the symbols A and B occur in random manner in the sequence. Okay, here we are taking that the symbols are in random manner. That means it is following some pattern we are taking here. Okay, next, alternative hypothesis. The symbols A and B do not occur in random manner in the sequence. That means here we are taking that it is not following any pattern. Okay, here the statement meaning. Okay, yeah. Suppose the number of runs of symbol A are R1. Okay, so A is having how many runs? R1 runs. And that of symbol B, B is having R2 runs. Okay, then R equals to what? R1 plus R2 will get. Okay, this is about runs. To decide about H0 critical number of runs obtained from table. Okay, in order to decide the conclusion whether to accept null hypothesis or reject null hypothesis, so here we have to take the critical values. The critical values, in the sense, nothing but table values. Okay, in the table values we have to see lower critical value and upper critical value of the number of runs in the sample lies between these critical values. That means here the number of runs, here we are having 9, no? So like that only we have to see the table value, lower upper critical values of the table values, and we have to decide whether this 9 is lies between the critical values or not. Upper critical value and lower critical value, whether this 9 lies between or not. This is example I am telling. Okay, so if it lies, then we have to accept null hypothesis. Null hypothesis in the sense what? The symbols A and B occurs in random manner. That means it is following some pattern. If the value, that means the number of runs which we get does not lies between, if it does not lies between lower and upper limits of the table value, then we say that we reject null hypothesis. At that time we accept alternative. Okay, so this is about runs, the procedure for run test. Okay, now so this is about run test. Okay, once I'll show you so that you can write. Okay, so thank you for watching my video. If you are newly watching my video, please subscribe my channel, share with your friends, and don't forget to like my video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye. Take care.